Okay, so inheritance. So Joel already covered maybe high level, and when he start page object model, he will be covering the real actually connection, that how inheritance concept works with your Selenium and Cucumber or TestNG, any framework or any code that he's writing for Selenium practice. But the concept, before going to actual practice with Selenium, you need some clear concept that how actually inheritance is working, right? And inheritance is one of the common interview question also. When you go to market for job search, right? Job market, your interviewer can ask about inheritance, how it works, and if you understand the concept or not. And different type of inheritance are there actually. So there are single inheritance, there are basically multi-layer inheritance. So you have to understand those concept. So this is one of the package, for example, I created last batch. Now, if you see, I already created some classes, right? So if I open admin, person, and teacher. So if I open, for example, this one, person. So what is there actually? Can somebody tell what I did here?
So the information of the person.
So this is a person, and now, so okay, so did anybody saw this before, like string, int, void, like this type of in Java or Selenium code?
Not yet, yeah.
So what is a string and int here?
So the string and int, but on the void displayed information, we never saw this.
So this is a character, right? For example, I have a class called person. This is a common person. Anybody can be this person. So this can be your parent class. So how inheritance work? Let me check another one. Let me open one. What is that? Types of, no, not here. Okay. So I can actually explain here. So inheritance actually is some characteristic moving to your parent to child. So if you think about like biology, right? So you are inherited a lot of properties. What is that? Physical properties, right? Your maybe hair looks like your dad, maybe your nose or eye looks like your mom or somebody else, right? So basically you are inheriting some properties. Similarly in Java, you can inherit properties if you can connect this one class to another class. So in Java, this connection will be created through the word extends. You see that this extends? When Joel will start page object model, you will see he's using this word extends. This extends means if there is a class, he can just call this class and he doesn't have to write all of this code again. For example, since he extended this teacher class, for example, this is a teacher class is extending person class, right? So now that means anything written in person class is part of teacher class also. What does that mean? So basically, person will be inherited, right? In teacher class. Means, for example, if your dad has a house, you can automatically can say, okay, this is our house also, right? This is the way it works. Basically, you are inheriting this house. So if this person is, for example, dad, and this person is son, that means this son can say, okay, anything in this person dad, right, is mine also. So I can inherit. So this is inheritance concept. So basically now teacher will be inheriting. This is one method. You see, this is a method. So can you tell me how I see this is a method? Can somebody tell what is the difference between method and class? How I can tell this is class and this is a method?
Because of the curly braces, we can
Okay,
say that.
curly,
Use of the
method-
parentheses.
curly braces is class, right?
Mhm.
And
Method
starting
is always
with
parentheses.
parenthesis is a method. Yeah, so
Yes.
this is true. So this is a method and this is a class. So this method, so method is also part of this class, right? And this is some of the properties. For example, you can say this is name, right? It can be bank balance, right? It can be a car. So int, this is phone number. So this is data type, right? Remember, this is data type, different type of data type, int, Boolean, float, right? Double, those are all data type. And what is that name actually? Can somebody tell what is name and phone here?
It's variable.
Yeah, those are kind of reference variable, right? The variable. Yeah. And this is basically to display this information in this method. So you are creating a method and this is a variable with data type. So this is person. Now you're going to teacher. So you already use the extend word to inherit this person. That means this person's phone information, name information, you don't have to write it again. You already have it. You can use them. You can use this information anytime, but you don't have to write it because you already extended this person. Now, in addition, you just added another variable here, qualification. So this qualification variable wasn't part of person. So you have a new variable right here. So now you are writing a different method, display information to, you see that? So in the future, so page, so I think, is Java was completed done actually before Selenium started? There is 2-3 concepts I think still will be covered in the future classes, like polymorphism. Did Joel Bhai cover polymorphism? Hello?
No.
I don't remember.
Maybe
Okay,
not. He also he just covered if else and little bit.
okay. So yes,
inherit.
this part, this, like for example, inheritance and polymorphism, these two will be like two big concepts where you will be using a lot these concepts in your future framework, like page object model in Selenium. So inheritance and polymorphism. Now here I can see an example of polymorphism. So polymorphism is method. One of the example of polymorphism is method overriding. You see that here, right? This method, you got this from your father, for example. This is your father's property. This is a 2-floor house, for example, right? Now today you got this two-floor house from your father, and you are adding a third floor. This is the same house, right? You are just changing the layout. Same method here, it was there, right? But now you are just adding one extra line. So you are changing a little bit. That method will be changed a little bit. So this is method overriding actually. So method overriding is you are using same method from your parents, but you are changing a little bit. Now, if your children move forward after 20 years, adds 2 more floor, it will be again method overriding. So basically, same method, this will be there, and he or she will be adding 2 extra layers. So this is just like concept actually. I'm just saying the concept. So method overriding is one of the example of polymorphism, and this is actually one of the interview question also. What is polymorphism? Can you give different type of polymorphism? So this is one of the type of polymorphism that you are changing original method and adding additional lines, and you're changing this one actually. And inheritance you already saw, right? So you are inheriting properties from a parent class. So that person is a parent class, and this teacher is a child class. Now, this person is a parent class. Now this person has a now this person has kids, for example. This admin is a kid, for example. This is another child class. So this is like now is a grandfather, right? This is a father and this is a child. Can everybody follow what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Yes.
You see that now you are linking 3 different classes in a under single admin class. So now this admin class is inheriting teacher. Teacher is the father of this admin class here. Now, automatically this teacher also have another father right here, person. And this teacher is getting all the information from person. And now admin is the child here or grandchild compared to here. So this admin is getting all the properties from inheriting all the properties from this teacher. So if this teacher has a 3-floor house, 4-floor house, 5-floor house, automatically the admin can say, okay, this house is mine, right? So you see that this admin did not write any code. I'm just showing this as a comment because automatically, right? Admin is getting all the properties from previous parent and parent class, right? Name, phone number, qualification. So basically admin can use this information or this information anytime. So in the future, when you will see page object model, basically most of the company will be actually following page object model because they don't want to write hundreds of classes every time. It will be like it's gonna look messy and it's gonna take a lot of storage, and it on tracking way, right? It will be really hard to track what is going on. So in the future, you will just call using extends, and basically you will be using some other class and other class properties. That means you can just skip writing all of this like 5 or 6 lines again and again. Now admin, if this admin doesn't want to extend teacher, so this admin has to write all of this, right? These lines. There is one method from grandfather, one method from father, one properties from father, 2 properties from grandfather. You see that all of this, like 5 different, actually 7 line, right? You don't have to write here. So through inheritance, you are just saving time, right? You are saving time. You are saving space. Your code is more neat and clean. You can
Okay,
track
if I
anytime.
run admin, what will displayed? What will be displayed?
Now, these
Yeah.
are your actually class. Now you want to test something through inheritance, right? You are
Mhm.
saying now you want to test how it will be displaying, how it will be displaying in the code. So these are some tests. For example, now you see this. So this is a test that you will be, this is your like test case. So you are saying your test case will have name equal to this, phone number equal to this, qualification equal to this. And you want to show this information on the console. So what should, okay, if I run this, what I should see here? Can somebody tell? So you have different type of method. But you are creating actually admin, not teacher or person. So I'm actually testing something here. I'm just, this is just a comment, it's a different. So what you will see here, if I run this, can somebody tell?
Yes, we see here Faisal name, phone number, and qualification.
Everybody agree?
Yes, because we wrote over there another class. We wrote that there is a system.outprint. We wrote over the name and phone number. So we can
Okay.
see that.
So because we are doing inheritance, right? We don't have to write all of these system dot this, right, every time. Now, whatever Rejaul said is wrong because you will see just these 2 lines. If I run this. You will not see the 3rd line, actually. Can somebody tell me why? If you just see a little bit carefully, I actually called the method from grandfather. You see that I'm calling method from grandfather. And grandfather method doesn't have 3 lines, actually. Grandfather method has 2 lines. To see all 3 lines, I have to call fathers, like parents method, right? That has 3 lines. So if you go there, you'll see instead of 1, you have to just write it 2. You got the concept here? So
Yes.
why you see here these 2? Why this is suggesting you 2 here and 1? Like if I just, okay, if I don't give anything, I can see 2 suggestions. Why these 2 suggestions are visible here? Rejaul, you can explain this?
Yes,
Why I see
because
this?
already we use this method in another this two, right? So already we write down the method in another class.
Yes, but the main reason is inheritance. You already
Yeah,
inherited this to admin. So admin doesn't have this method, but admin, grandfather, father has those method, right? So this admin guy actually inherited these properties. This is inheritance. So basically, even you don't have here, but you have inheritance property from another class. So that's why when you are writing something, they're giving you suggestion. Okay, you have these inherited properties available to use. You can use these two methods anytime because you are admin, right? So now, if I write 2 here, now if you run this, you will see 3 lines, because now you are actually inheriting from parent, not the grandparents. So anybody like are not understanding this concept? What is inheritance coming from, or how inheritance working?
Very clearly understood.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So now if you see admin, right? I don't want to write admin. I want to actually create, instead of admin, I want to create properties for teacher actually. Okay, teacher. Okay. So if I write teacher 1, for example, and since this is actually admin, I'll just write in teacher again. So this part actually, what I did here actually, can somebody tell, this can be interview question actually. What I did in line number 7. So basically I created an object. So you will see in the future that when page object model will be starting with Selenium, so Jewelby will be creating a new object every time. Even I think right now, even you don't know what you are creating object, you already created object in the beginning of Selenium. New Chrome driver, remember you wrote something, this Chrome driver equal to new Chrome driver.
Yes, web driver.
That means you are actually, you already created an object from Chrome driver. This is kind of a reference object. So that means you are creating an object from teacher class, and now you can use this teacher class. So this is a template. So class is a template. You can say class is a template. If in high level, what is a class? Class is a template that you can use to build product, create product. But here, this is a object, creation a object, and you are giving a name. You can give any name actually. If I give you name, if I give here Famida, this is the name of the object. It's okay. So why this is red now actually? Because now these reference objects are not here, is not matching, right? So since this is not matching, it is red. So you have to just change, for example, admin to new name, the Famida, for example. If I write, you see that as long as the FA is already is there, reference variable, Famida is there. Now, same thing here. And same thing here, right? So if I run these, what I supposed to see here now? Can somebody tell?
Name, phone number, and qualification.
Name, phone number, and clarification. Yes, this is correct actually. Run. Same thing if I just write here 1, I will see just name and phone number, right?
Right.
So basically through inheritance, you are using multiple classes. So this one, what is the example of this inheritance? This is a single layer of inheritance, single layer. So basically this is a parent child. There is no other layer here. You see that? Teacher is getting properties from person, that's it. This is single layer inheritance. But previously what I did, that was multi-layer inheritance. Now if I just copy this one. So this one, for example, now is admin. This one is admin also. Admin. So now if I just make it, this one is. So now if I run something, this will be multi-layer inheritance. Why this is a multi-layer inheritance? Because it is first going to teacher, parents, and parents, then it is going to grandparent. You see that? So previously this line is a single layer inheritance and this is a multi-layer inheritance. Now multiple inheritance, there is another word. There is a multiple inheritance. What does that
Before
mean?
that, I have a question here.
Yes.
So every time when we inherit another class, we need to make another object, right?
Yes, so to use this class,
Yes.
you need to create object actually.
That,
So basically you
that's
are
related.
creating a reference variable. That reference
Yes.
variable, remember you used WebDriver driver?
Yes.
Driver is the reference variable. Every time you use just the driver, actually, you don't write everything else. You use the WebDriver driver, this is statement many times, right? In the Selenium.
Yes.
The driver is basically reference variable of the object. This is driver is the reference variable of the WebDriver object. WebDriver is a, for example, your class. Now driver is the object. For example, here Fahmida, this is the object. This is a reference variable. This is a, you are just creating a admin class reference variable, creating object. This is called object basically. Creating object and use this object every time you write something. So whatever I'm doing here, I just did multi-layer inheritance and single layer inheritance. Now, other than these two inheritance, there is another concept called multiple inheritance.
Yeah, I have a question here.
Yes.
You commented the object, but how it worked? Because you commented.
Yes.
This is my question. Look,
This is I commented because this one I was showing single layer inheritance. I'm just using the teacher. Now I'm.
Bhaiya, my question is not. My question is that you commented the line, the object line 1 and 2. First is single inheritance, and second one is multiple inheritance.
Yes.
But my question is that you commented here, but how it worked in the system?
Oh, I did not comment this one.
Oh,
This one I did not comment.
okay.
So
Okay,
if I
understand.
comment this one, it will not work actually.
Yeah, this is my question. I
You see that?
misunderstood.
No, you need some kind of reference object. So the first reference object I was showing, because that was like one-to-one relationship. You see that one-to-one relationship? The
Yes.
teacher was inheriting one-to-one relationship. Now I was showing one-to-many relationship. So this one-to-many relationship. You see that?
Yes.
So the second object actually was showing one-to-many. First one was one-to-one.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I have another question here.
Yes.
Admin Fahmida equals to new admin. So
Yes.
which one is the new here?
So new basically means you are creating Fahmida as a new object. This is a formula. This is just a formula to create a new object in Java.
Yeah, when we write like web driver equals to new Chrome driver.
Yes. So new, driver means the new Chrome driver. This is a reference of new Chrome driver. So anytime you use the word new, that means you are creating an object. This is actually a good question. This is an interview question. How you create object using this formula, new.
Yes.
You see that new? This is the only answer. Anytime you use new, basically you are creating a new object, basically new object. Now I can create another one. I can create multiple. So if I say, just when you create multiple, you cannot have same, just Fahmida 2, for example. That's it. Now, if I just write Fahmida 2 here. So if I run this, what I supposed to see actually? Can somebody tell me?
Fahmida 2 information.
How I will see this here? Like if I run, for example, if I run this code. I'm not gonna see anything, right? Okay, because because I have to change this also, Fahmida 2. Or if you want to see all of them, just copy and just write Fahmida 2 every time, right? So you want to see both now.
Shanta bhai, I need to leave now because something came up very important. I'll watch the recording. And can I call you in the evening? I need to talk to you about something.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So you see that these two information coming. So if you create 100 objects, you can create 100 objects. So this way, this concept will be actually used when, like, for example, if you go to bank and you are creating an account. So they don't actually write every single thing all the time. So they will give you just number 1, 2, 3, something like that, and then just input the stuff. So this example, actually, what I was showing, this is inheritance plus polymorphism both. So this was method overriding. That's part of polymorphism, actually. And there will be another concept coming, method overloading. I'll show you a little bit. You will see constructor, actually. Actually, I'm just closing all of this. Okay. So in the constructor, this is actually method overloading. This example is method overloading. Constructor will be used more frequently than actually other one I showed you, because you will see there is a benefit of constructor. Now, if I actually go back 1 second, polymorphism and test. Oh no, inheritance actually. So okay, inheritance. So I showed you this one, right? So what you did every time, right? For every new client or new customer, you are writing every time these 1, 2, 3, 4 line, right? Every time you are using this 4 line, and every time you are giving some information in separate line. So now in constructor, you will see instead of writing everything like this, you are giving one single line as a parameter. So you will be declaring basically parameter, for example, here, instead of, so that when you inherit this, you don't have to write this, all of this line again. Just write one line and give these 3. Faisal, this, that's it.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know, like when you, I know like whenever I have to print something, I write like system.out println, but this one, you didn't write like system.out, but how did it print?
System.out, I did not write.
No, I'm saying, the last one.
Oh,
I mean, which one? Yeah.
talking about this one?
Yeah, like, you know, when you write like famida.name, but it did print, right?
Yes.
So
Because you see that
so
that
like
was the
my
original point, inheritance. So inheritance, you already wrote here everything in your parent class. So
I can't hear you.
Okay, you see that? Okay, just close this one again and opening this. I open person, open admin. So I'm just opening this again. So you had teacher, right? In the teacher, you have person. In the person, I already wrote this. You see that I wrote this?
Okay, yes, I saw it.
And
But
what I'm doing,
uh-huh.
I am actually using those as a new teacher, new admin. So I'm basically using and calling those because you already have written. You are just using them because you already inherited. For example, person and teacher already inherited person stuff, and admin already inherited both teacher and person. So anything teacher and person has already inside the admin by default, means by the concept of inheritance. And now in the test, you are just calling them and using those methods, just display this method, because this display method is coming from these.
Yes, got it.
So you don't have to write this again and again, actually.
Yeah, I was like, where did it go? But I got it now. Thank you.
But one of the important concept is in your test method, nothing will run if you don't write this. If you right click, right, you see run this, right? Run test 101 math main. But if you go there, you will not see that actually. You see that there is no run because you don't have main method. If you go to admin, you will not see anything, no run. If you go to teacher, you will not see anything, no run. But in the test, you see run because you have this line. You see that public static void?
Yes, but don't you have to put the extend, like to let know the system that we are inheritance from
you
that?
already put extend here in the person and admin.
Yes.
And in the test, you instead of extending, you are just creating new object. You see that?
All right.
You are creating new object from this, just so that this object will be exactly like this. Like teacher object will be exactly like this. Admin object will be exactly like admin.
Okay.
So you are creating that template as a new object. So this is the whole thing to creating a new object, so that you don't have to write all of this again. So you understood the concept here, actually?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now you saw in every time you are giving information, you are writing a lot of lines, lot of codes. But in method overloading concept, where you'll see this another polymorphism concept actually is constructor. This is another interview question and one of the common interview question. What is a constructor actually? The constructor will be coming a lot in your code actually. We close this. So constructor is a special type of method. Is a special type of method, and this method will have multiple. This method will have actually multiple parameters with same name. What is that multiple parameter actually? You see that here? This is called parameter. Sometimes this will be called as signature, method signature. Parameter is called sometimes method signature. And sometimes it will be called input parameter. So basically, if you want to use this method, you can only use these 4 or 5 things, right? You can use string, you can use another string, you can use another string, you can use int, you can use another string. So you cannot actually use double here. You cannot use Boolean here, right? You already said, okay, this method teacher will be accepting only these. Here, what is that only this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different string you can give there. There is 1, 2, 3. There is only 3 string. There is only 2 string and 1 int. You see that you are changing your parameter. You are changing your parameter or input parameter or signature. Whatever you say, this is called, this is a method. You see that all of these are method. Teacher, teacher, teacher. And now this teacher is coming from this class name teacher. So this is one of the important, what is that, point. In constructor, method name always will be same as class name. You see that class name and method name same. In constructor, method name and class name exactly same. There is no difference. Only thing will be the class name and method name same, but method name will have different parameter. You see that different type of parameter means signature, input value. You can give different input value. You cannot use exactly same. It will give you red. It will not work actually. You see that, for example, you have 1 string, 2 string, and int. If I just copy and paste and just try to give same, if I just copy and give exactly same one again, it will throw you error. You see that red. You have to change a little bit, or you have to change at least something that is different than these. Now, if I give this one as s equal to k, it is still giving you error, right? Because it is actually just same number of input value, string, string, int. So you have to just you have to give a different combination. Now, if I give a, and here if I give double, then it will not show you error. You see that now? Now there is no error actually, because it's totally different, right?
So Bhaiya, we can change here only data type.
You can change here data, not data type actually. 1 second. Oh, actually, I did not list this. For example, this GPA, I have to list it here. You see that? So now it will take it. So you have to make a list. No, is different data type, definitely different data type. So before, what you did in the other example, you just gave the data type and variable, that's it, right? The previous example we did, the inheritance.
That's right.
Now we are not only giving this, we are giving some specific method name with the criteria how this method will be accepting data. Like this method will be accepting these 5 different type of data. This method will be accepting these 4 different type of data. This method will be accepting 3 different type of data. So now, and you can see later on that, okay, something will be nothing here, right? This one has nothing. You see that? Nothing means no constructor is given, or this is a blank. This is by default. If you don't give anything, that's by default. It will not. It will take everything. If you don't give anything, that means by default it will take anything you give in your input. But if you want to give specific input value, you have to declare like this. Give specific parameter or signature or input parameter, and always declare what is that. You have to always say, okay, what is that Q mean actually? Q means Q is a name, right? You are declaring, because here you have just a reference variable, but you are not using all of them here, right? You are not using all of them here. Some of them you are using, some of them not. So you have to say, okay, this means this. Whatever you use, this means this. So it seems like a little bit complex, but when you use this, your testing will be easier, because basically you will be calling them, and all you have to do, for example, here, okay, just now you see what we did before. Before, for each of these, we wrote 5 different lines. Now we have only 1 line instead of 5 different lines. All we are giving just the value. You see here, everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So actually not 5. You can say 7, because you are creating a new object and giving the values at the same time. You see that? What you did before? Before you did, you created some kind of new object. You see that here? And then gave another 4 line. So you are basically minimizing all of these 5 or 6 line to 1 single line here. You see that? Everybody can see like what I did here actually.
Yes.
Yes.
So the ultimate goal of page object model will be, or you can say inheritance or polymorphism, or basically object oriented programming, right? You're gonna minimize the code. At the same time, you will make sure that the quality is better, and also your maintenance is much easier. So now your maintenance is much easier. So now you don't have to do anything here. If, for example, okay, tomorrow there is a new property, address, home address. You have to give home address, or not home address. For example, your qualification, your educational qualification. So what you have to do, just go to your constructor. This is a constructor, remember? This constructor, and just create one more method. I'm just creating one more method. Copy. And all I am doing, So now I am giving a qualification here. So qualification is what type of data type is that? Can somebody tell? Here it is a int, string, or double.
String.
This is string. So I'm just writing qualification. So qualification, right? So qualification is a data type. And now this is not purple because I did not use it here. If I use it, it will be purple again. So what I'm gonna do, comma, I will give string. Why this is red? Can somebody tell why this is red?
S has
It's a
to be
variable.
S will be uppercase actually.
Oh, yeah.
See that if I give S uppercase, then it will show the correct stuff. Actually, it just came double. So string, and since I use Q already, so I can give something different, like I used P, something different, maybe M. M maybe I did not use, right? Okay. So I did not use M. You see that now? String M, and I have to declare what is M actually. What M means. So I'm using M as a qualification, right? I have to declare this. So if you don't declare, you basically cannot use it, because you can use this line, but your code will not show anything because you are not using it actually. You see that M is string. So now you see that since I declare here qualification, this qualification become purple now. So you can list here 100 different type of string, but whenever you use those string inside your method, you have to declare, okay, I'm using this, I'm using this, I'm using this. Because this method, why this method is gray, not these methods are yellow, but these methods are gray. Can somebody explain why? Just possible answer. Because in the test, I did not give any of this here. So now I can just copy and paste and give one of these. So all I have to do just copy paste actually. Just add at the end qualification. So since 7 is duplicate, is giving red because you cannot have same name, right? I'm giving, for example, 9. 9 is there. I don't know 9 is there, but for example, I'm giving maybe 99. So I have to change here also 99. So it can be anything actually. I just give 99 doesn't mean you have to give 99. So this and this actually same. So if you run this, actually just change a little bit. So for example, I'm giving Raihan, right? And I'm saying he's a developer, for example. So if I run this, will I see the qualification? Can somebody tell?
no, because you
No.
didn't mention the M.
I did not give any qualification here. So if I run this, I will see actually just these two lines separately, but two different information. One is Raihan, one is Shantanu, right?
Right.
You see that? This and this exactly same information just for two different persons. But to use the qualification, I have to give qualification. For example, I see, okay.
M.
For example, not M actually. You have the M, but you will give the qualification, for example, is masters in science, for example, right? MS. His qualification, for example, masters. So now if I use this, now if you go back here, it becomes gray to yellow. You see that? Because now it is in active mode, because now it is using this statement also. If you don't use it, that means it is gray. Like for example, income, right? We gave the income as a reference variable data, but we did not use any of this statement as income. So this is just gray because it's not in actively using this code. So if you delete this, still code will work because you are not using it. So now if I run this, you will see all of this. Now, okay. Okay, so this one, MS did not come, right? Okay. Okay, why MS did not come actually? This seems still same.
Because there is no system.out.println for M.
Can I go back and check what is the difference here?
Yeah.
So what is the difference this and this between these two?
Because there is no qualification. Last one, we added new qualification, the latest one.
Okay.
That's why it doesn't show.
So this is qualification. This is qualification, and qualification is M, and I gave here M, right?
Yes.
But for qualification, is there any method we use? Like
there is.
Scroll down, please.
Did I use this method actually?
Yes.
Yes, that's the true statement actually. You see that this method doesn't have qualification.
Qualification.
This is the root cause actually, right? That's why I don't see any qualification. So I have to just add one line here also. You see that? This is a good catch actually. So I changed here, but I did not actually write or add anything here. For example, I'm just copying. So you see that I have to add to print. The print method I did not add, right? So I just gave the method for constructor to catch the data. So now I will just give qualification. Right, qualification, and what is that? Just the variable. The variable is this one, right? The option is here already. And now if I run, I will definitely see another line here. You see that? Now I run this again. Run. So this is actually method overloading example. And this is one of the most common interview question actually. Tell me about method overloading, or tell me about constructor.
I think there's a problem here.
Okay, let's see.
Concept.
No, it's good.
Okay.
His MS is there. So because we added here one line, so now it is displaying everything. So if you give nothing, for example, like here, I did not provide any information, right, for some customer. So that will be blank, and blank means by default everything will be, all the string will be displaying as null, null, and int will be displaying as 0. You see that this is by default. This constructor will be still used for null value, but you are not giving any value, right? You are just calling this constructor, but you are not providing anything. So whenever you are not giving anything, it is going directly to default one. This is the default one. You see that? No constructor is given. And it says there, right? No constructor is given. So I think these two things you will be, you will see this in the future a lot. Use of constructor, creating objects, a different type of parameter, method overloading, method overriding. So yeah. So anybody did not understand this constructor concept? Not inheritance. Inheritance is.
Yeah, can you please one more time explain the method overloading and method
method overloading and method overriding. So this is
yes.
basically example of polymorphism. Okay, so this is method overloading. So method overloading is you will be using same method again and again with different parameters. Same method. Teacher, right? You see that teacher? All 6 times or 7 times he used same teacher method, right? But this teacher method has different parameters. Same method with different parameters. Means method name will be same, but different parameter. So this is called method overloading. This part you understood?
Yes, yeah.
But method overriding is, so basically you are calling some method and you are changing original method. Remember in the inheritance I said, so child got some house from the parents that has 2 floors. Now later he has more money, so he is adding extra 1 or 2 floors. Maybe he will be renting or whatever, it doesn't matter. So basically he is just changing the structure, right? Original structure.
Yes.
That is method overriding. So if you see that example actually, so for example, this person, right, had only in this method. Now in teacher, he's adding extra line. So basically he's changing this method. So this is method overriding. So one more actually example, I'm just, instead of this, I'm a different type of method overriding I'm showing. So you understood the difference between method overriding and overloading?
Yes,
overriding will be changing the method from original form.
Yes, yeah.
And overloading will be same form but with different parameters.
Yes,
another overriding, okay. Another maybe overriding here. Example. So let me check it works or not. Okay. I don't know why it is displaying like this. Actually, this one is, I think, better example. 1 second. I have another example. So this is inheritance with method overriding. So you see that, so vehicle, right, is a common vehicle. So this one has a method. You see that? Run is a method. So you are saying run. Now, bike is another vehicle, right? So just concept. So original method had written, this is the original statement, right? Well, you can have anything here. And the second one, basically, you are doing inheritance, right? Now you use the run, same method, but you changed the statement inside. You are getting it, right? So information inside is just different now here. So if you go to mountain bike now, so you see that here, so void run, this is a method overriding. Now another one, run this. Okay, so this one is actually, I supposed to write this one in another class, and then this is a test class actually. So this is a test class where you have main method. So if you basically, you see that you are just inheriting run. So bike is inheriting with motorbike, right? Mountain bike. So mountain bike is inheriting from this bike. And this bike is inheriting from vehicle. So now, since you already override it and you are writing this here, so override one is not coming anymore. So this one is original statement is not displaying here anymore actually. It will be displaying the second one because it already changed. Because internally you change the stuff, right? You change the structure. So this is the concept. So basically method overriding and method overloading will be important interview question where method overriding is changing the original form, and method overloading will be using same method again and again and multiple time with different parameters.
Okay, Shantu, can you go to the again to the constructor?
Oh, constructor. Okay.
Yes.
I will do this later. Okay, the constructor example.
Yep, method overriding.
Overloading.
Not this. Yeah, method overriding. Yes.
This is overloading actually.
Okay, method overloading.
Yeah. And the other one was method overriding.
Okay, not this page where we write the string.
Oh, this one. Right?
Okay. Yes, scroll down, please.
Okay.
After that, we need to make this method, right?
Yes. So basically, you will be using this method.
Okay, teacher. System.
So you are calling this method actually.
And
here?
we, yes.
Every time you are calling this method, this is the method.
Yeah. But how can I write qualification? It's qualification like name plus name. System.out.println. Name plus name. How we write this?
This one?
Yes.
I did not understand the question. This
Okay.
is just like concatenation actually.
Yeah, a concatenation. Okay.
This is concatenation. So you are just giving some title. If I don't give title, it's still okay actually. If I don't give title, for example, right?
Okay.
So title is just displaying nicely. Otherwise, you don't need title.
Okay, okay, okay.
So if I just run this,
Mhm.
it will be just displaying MS. That's it. No title.
Oh, only MS, no
Only
qualification.
MS. I'm just giving this because I want to see this like nicely.
Okay.
If you see that, okay. You see that there is no
yes.
title now. There is the address. There is MS. That's it.
Yes.
There
No,
is
I know the
subject.
word concatenation. I know the word.
This is concatenation. Basically, you are just giving some nice looking title and then the value.
Okay. Thank you. Now I got it.
Okay, okay. So you can just give some title. Right?
So Bhaiya, we can call the method overwriting is polymorphism and method loading is the constructor.
Method overloading is the example of so method overloading is also polymorphism, example of polymorphism.
Oh,
So
Everything is
constructor is
polymorphism,
the
right?
example of
Inheritance,
method overloading.
constructor.
okay.
So if you see
Otherwise-
first coming method polymorphism, so both method overloading and method overriding part of polymorphism, and constructor is actually example of method overloading.
So everything is under the polymorphism, inheritance and constructor, right?
No. Polymorphism is one topic, inheritance
Okay.
is one topic. So we are
Okay.
using both together actually.
Okay.
We are just using the code together. That's why you see that.
And another thing, what is return type?
What is that? What?
Return type.
Oh, return type.
Yes.
So return type means basically when you return something.
It's not void, right?
No. Void is when you don't see any value. And return means you will see some kind of data. When you return some data, then you use return type. And return type, you always have to use data type also, like string, int, double. If you don't give the type, it will give you error.
So everything is same, and also we need to write down a method, right, for return type.
Yes.
And it's not void.
Basically, you are returning the method. The value
Last
of
class, the Delphi is using return type.
Yes. Yeah, he uses in Java. He uses a lot in return type actually. Okay, I think. Wow. Okay, almost 1 o'clock. So I can. Okay, I think we can actually close a little bit early today. But before closing, I will show you these two methods that remained from the Postman. We're not gonna take any break because I think I need just 15 minutes, and then we can stop today.
Bhaiya, can you please back to inheritance?
Okay, sure. Yeah, inheritance concept is very important. If you don't still understand, ask me. Inheritance. Okay. Yeah.
I have a question here that first
Okay.
we can, if you want to inheritance any of the class, whichever we created, we need to call first extended from parents class.
Yes. So basically what you are doing, you test class. You have multiple class, right?
Yes.
So your test class will be always your child class.
Okay.
For example, anything you are testing, this is actually your child class. And anything that you are calling, that will be your parent class.
Yeah, Bhaiya, can you please back to the first step?
Okay.
When we call the first extended.
Okay, so basically your original one was person, right? What is that actually? Okay. So I'm just opening original one actually. This is the person one, the original one.
Yes.
So original one, you had two properties and then one method.
Yes.
Display something. So now this is kind of your parent class. And now you are creating a new class, teacher, for example, right? So in teacher, you are extending, or you're using extends because you want to get all the properties from the person, plus you want to add
Bhaiya,
or
hear my
modify
question.
the.
Bhaiya, hear my question, please. So rules is that if we call any class, I mean from parents class, we need to first call the.
This is the word you have to call this, otherwise you cannot do anything.
Yes, we can use the extended word for.
And then the class you are calling.
So
this is the interview question, how you do inheritance, like how you call.
Bhaiya, one more time.
Say, okay, use the word extends.
Yeah, one more time, please. I want to clear with you.
Sure.
So if we want to if we want to extend it any person or any file or anything or any class, so this is the this class should be after extended. Is that
After
right?
extend. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Any other question?
Yeah, here is a question here. So if I use another method for these two lines, system.out.println name plus name phone,
Okay.
can I use it?
You can use another method. For example,
Like this plain function one, how can I use this method here? The previous one.
Oh, so you want to use the previous method?
Yes, instead of this system out.println, this two line.
I'm a little bit confused. So if you want to use previous method, you have
instead
to,
of this two line, system.out.println, yes, because this two line is already in.
You can use it.
One.
You can use it.
How can I use this?
So basically, okay. So there you are just reducing the code. Okay. So
Yes,
if you want to, if you want to use a different method, so instead of one method, you have to just call another method also. For example, like if I go to this teacher, right? So I'm saying I am copying. I'm copying another method.
Okay.
So if I use another method, void, okay, in just the same name, I cannot give same name. Just give 3 maybe. So instead of giving this two line, just okay. So you see that, so in teacher, right? I'm creating another method.
Okay.
So if you use another method, actually not here. Okay, 1 second. So this is the first one, and you are calling.
I don't want to write the first two line for person line, like it's already have right, system.out.println name plus name, it's already have in the first person.
Okay.
I don't write the two line, I just call them. So I need to write a method for the person class, right? How to write this? Yes.
So now this is you have to just call teacher. This. For example, now, if you go here, if you run this code, it will not display all this line. It will just display the last one.
Last one, yes.
So now you have to do 2 separate lines. For example, if you go there, okay. So now what I'm doing here, instead of 2, now you have to do another one.
1, yes.
See that? So now you have to call twice. So I added them together because I want to make them one line. So if you run them, this one will show you one property. This one will show you all 3 property.
Okay.
2 property and yeah. So it is showing you MS in.
Yes.
Oh, okay, actually here. Qualification twice, right? Oh, 1 second. Which one is qualification? Oh, okay, here. So qualification 1 time.
1 time.
And
Person.
admin, okay, who is that? And person has name and phone number. So you want to use this one for these 2 and qualification for this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now let me check. Which one I'm using actually?
Admin.
Okay, 1 second. Well, I'm using actually admin. I'm using not using the teacher. That's why. Okay, let me check now. Okay, you see that?
Yes.
So other one actually just if you don't want to write 2 separate line, then just give in inside one. Okay. Any other question?
No, thank you.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'm just going.
So Bhaiya, if in test page,
Yes.
test class, whatever we call the object,
Yes.
and it came from the another class automatically, or we should like this. You wrote it down, or it came to automatically. For example, Famida to Faisal name is came from automatically, or we need to manually write this information.
Oh no, is IntelliJ will give you suggestion actually also. If you know the name, you can write it down. But for example, if I say, okay, I want to write something here. So if I give dot and n, IntelliJ already give you what is available for you. Which one you want to use? So you want to use name, right?
Yes.
So that's why this is.
So then name equal to Faisal, we have to write it down by manually, or it came to the another class?
No. This Faisal you have to write manually.
Okay.
Because you are giving this name.
Yeah.
But in constructor we saw, remember you saw that, okay, you combining this line plus this line in one single line. You are giving everything in one single line in
yeah. I saw that. Okay. This is my question. This page, the testing page, we need to write it down manually, or it came from the by default from the system. One more question, Bhaiya.
Test data, but in the future you can see, you already saw probably in the Cucumber, right?
Yes.
In some table created scenario outline.
Yes.
That can be parameter also. It can come from some table also.
Okay.
In Selenium, but this is a code inside actually. This one is you are writing down actually. Whatever you are writing here, it is going to the code.
Yeah. Well, one more question, Bhaiya. Should I what kind of what kind of this is called I forgot the name.
So this is actually initiation actually. So for example, this is object creation and this is object initiation. So creation means you are creating a new object. Initiation means you are just providing the value of these objects. I'm not sure what is the...
Yeah, my question is that I remember that what kind of installation we need for Maven repository? Is that anything we need to, for example, we use their inheritance?
Oh, no. This is just coming with the Java.
Only Java.
This is directly, this
Only
is a
Java,
Java,
yeah.
this is Java library, and this is plain Java, just simple Java.
This is building only for Java. We don't need
Yes.
to install anything here.
No, for inheritance, you don't need anything.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
This is just using the Java differently.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so if you don't have question, that's okay. So I need just 10 minutes, as I said, then we'll actually complete today early. So last week, what we did actually, so last week we created maybe one post and one get. Basically, we created and checked through get. And then today I will just see if I can update this and then delete this, and I will run this get. Means if you delete something, your expectation will be there is nothing, right? Means data is not available or something. So now going there. So if you actually watch, if you have time, if you watch this Udemy course, whatever I'm just doing, he actually explained much better than me, and more explanation, more example. So if you get a chance, as I said, do this course also, at least like first 5 section. That's it. If you do first 5 section, I think you'll be good enough. What is that first 5 section? Yes. So section 1 and 2 kind of just this basic concept, and 3, 4, 5 is you just practice. So I'm doing maybe again this one, just go to post. And okay, so this is the one. You will find it. I also provided you maybe, but here, basic here. Postman, yeah, notes downloaded. You see that those information you need, you have to just download exactly same one. What is that? This one. I downloaded this. So if you download this, you will see this one from this course. Plus I also, I think, forwarded like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So what we did, we are just following Postman concept or API concept. Let me check. Going to Postman. So remember for the add something, right? You have to use post. You see that post? And there's a new concept here, the parameter, right? So for example, I don't want to write this entire URL every time. There is a long URL and you don't want to type or write this URL. So you can actually create this URL as a parameter or variable, and where you actually add those variables. You see that here, and also here. Second, I'm just going to view and add variable, create for new. 1 second. Add example.
We're going to go to environment, maybe.
Yeah, just environment. I'm just checking where is the environment option. Oh, actually, I'm just. No. I'm just checking. There was a button for environment. Where is that? Oh, okay. This is okay. I just checked and why this edit option is not coming. So, okay. Let me check. Oh, here maybe. Okay. Okay, here. You see that? So you can actually add a new test environment, for example. So if I say environment, so maybe new environment. So new test environment, and then you can add a URL. URL, for example, test. URL test will be your, and you have to just add the value. And what is the value here? If you just open it, this is your value, right? Okay. So I can just give the value here. Actually, I can just name 1. So this is my environment variable. So this is saved. So other environment also. Okay. So now I can go to my post, right? So you see that test. So instead of test, I can change my new test environment. So sometimes you will see here QA environment, dev environment, and UAT environment, depending on where you are testing. For example, I want to test environment. And now inside the test environment, I gave the URL, right? So URL and URL name, what was that? var1, right? Remember I gave var1. So this is my variable, reference variable for URL. So if I go back and go to create new place, just give var here. You see that? And whenever you want to use the variable, you have to give double curly bracket. So var1 is my variable. So this one was the original one. So now I'm just changing something, just quickly something. X, Y, G, Academy, for example. So I'm just creating a new, and here you always have to choose JSON. Inside the body, inside the raw, you have to give input parameter. Like last time I told you that Okay, your development team will be give you some input parameter like this, and you have to change, update anything you want, and then you're supposed to get a response like this. So if I run this, let me check. If I send, so let me run this. Oh, there's no response coming. Did I? Let me change the different environment. Okay, so for some reason that parameter is not working. I don't know why. So I just gave the direct URL. So, okay, so can somebody tell if this is a test? So I can say this test is test case passing.
Yes. Because we have number 200 is okay and 1417 millisecond.
How you know this is passing actually?
Because it shows 200 or 200. That means test is passed. It's the condition.
Yes, so that's true, but you have to see this test result here.
Yeah.
So for example, if you just don't write anything in the test, in this test, for example, if I don't write anything, so it will show you 200, but it will not pass. So now if I go to get, what will be the okay, yeah. So what will be your input here? Just check it here for get, right? URL. You can just directly give this. You can directly give this. So if I run this, it will work.
No.
Can somebody tell?
No. We need
Why?
place ID.
Okay, yes, that's true. So place ID, this is just like a demo, nothing is there. So I have to go back to post and get the place ID.
Yes.
So then give the place ID here. So then it should work now. So what will be my expectation if I run this? I probably should see this XYG Academy, right? Whatever I just added. Okay, so you see that? And again, same thing. So you don't see any test result here because you didn't give anything, right? So now you can just say, okay, go to test. There is always there's a lot of template here. Whatever you are testing based on this, your template is ready. So you have to just click and, for example, status code 200 is ready, right?
Yes.
Or response code content string this. So if I say equal to or not equal to, or time is less than 200 millisecond. You see that there is 2.7 second, right? So 2.7 second means like 270 millisecond maybe, or so all of these you can just add the test cases. Actually, I click twice. So if you just give this, that means it will run and give you the result if it is passed or failed. You see that now you can see this test result passed. So based on your test actually criteria, whatever you are checking, you will just add a test case here. And now you will edit this through put, right? So in the put, you always have to give based on parameter that development team provided. So you did post, and then you saw get, and then put is edit. So basically you are giving some kind of parameter and resources, all of them. And also what you want to update. You want to update something, right? Edit means you are just editing something. So XYG2 now you will do something like ABC. So I'm going there. So it was XYZ, but important thing is you need the place ID, right? You're not talking. Can you mute yourself? Actually, I can also maybe. Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay. So basically to edit or update, you have to select put, right? And then place ID again. So which place ID you want to update? So you need that place ID. This is the place ID. Okay, so now if I run this, you have to check this header. So those are usually by default, most of the time is same. Only thing sometimes you have to change this parameter. This one, if you need, you have to provide this. Now send. Okay, so message address successfully updated. Let me check if it is actually updated or not. Oh, yes. You see that address updated?
Yes.
So, yeah, so now the next step is I will just delete this. So to delete this, there is also a template, right? You will always get the development team. You just have to provide the place ID. So you want to delete this place ID. Okay. So for delete, this is okay. This is put. This is get. Delete. You see that? This is just the parameter. You don't need anything else. So development team decided you just need one line of piece of like primary key. This is kind of primary key. And your status will be okay. So expectation is I will run this with this place ID and status will be okay. And then I will run again get. So if I run get after successful delete, I supposed to see no result for get. Okay. So place ID I have to update. Let me go to check place ID first. Okay, so this is place ID and I want to delete this place ID. Okay, so this is status is okay. So I can actually add a test case here if you want. So for example, there is no test case, right? So you can just add a test case. So you can actually add a negative test case here. So what is negative test case? Negative test case is status code 404, right? So that means you are expecting 200, but 404 should be not passed. But if you just give 200, it will be passing. As I said, test case, you don't have to write too much. Just go and click one of them and just change the number or change the value, whatever you are expecting. And then you will see the test result here. So this is a negative test case, right? You have, looks like, you see that you already deleted, right? This is not exist anymore. This is a valid statement. So it should be 404, means data not found or data is not available. So if you want to pass this test case, you have to now go to positive test case, right? 404. You can just change the title also. This is kind of error scenario. You see that verify error scenario. Okay, so looks like, yeah. So now this is passed. So this is something basic concept for manual API testing actually. This is manual API testing. So I will be doing the next class for automation API testing with REST assured. So REST assured, I will be using IntelliJ. I will basically create a folder for REST assured and then using that REST assured library and use exactly Java code. And there is a template. If you just have to just follow this template. So I think I'll just stop here today. I'll close the class early today. Anybody has any basic or common question you need about your, actually, you are doing some project with Socrates. Anybody has any question about project also?
So the project we have written, then it's manual testing, right? So what type of tools we use in manual testing?
Postman is one of the manual testing.
Okay.
You can use Excel sheet. This can be a manual testing tool. You can use anything like PowerPoint. You can use Jira. You can use ALM or Quality Center. I think next class I will be taking Jira. Jira is another tool that will be used, is a very popular and common tool that will be used for manual testing. Not only testing, writing test cases, tracking all the issues. Another, you can say, like writing test cases, you use X-ray with Jira, you use ALM, you use Quality Center, you use for defect tracking tools, right? You use Jira, you use Quality Center or Bugzilla. So tools name, you have to just tell, but like 80% company actually use Jira right now. Even for communication tools, right? Your Slack is a communication tools actually. Communication is also part of your day-to-day life testing.
Okay, I have another question for SDLC process, like SDLC manual testing. Do you any
Yes, SDLC manual
do you
testing.
use any tools?
Anything you are doing is SDLC actually. Anything you are doing as a QA is SDLC.
Is there any specific tools for SDLC process or manual testing?
Yeah, you
Like
can say ALM, you can say, yes, ALM Quality Center is, all of them are actually part of SDLC. There is nothing you can say specifically, this is the only tools actually. Even
No.
Jira is used for SDLC testing
Okay.
tools. And for API testing, Postman, right? And tools you can use, you say database testing, you use MySQL, Workbench for database backend testing. Those are all of these tools actually. But automation.
Okay, I have another question for Socrates project. Like when we write the project or test case about the game project,
Yes.
if I want to test this game is okay or not, what type of tool we use?
For gaming, it's probably will be firstly manual, just steps, just manual test cases.
It's only steps, no test or run. It's not.
You
like
can
that,
just
right?
simply use Excel sheet. That's it.
That's
Write
it.
test cases in Excel sheet and just check if all the expected test cases pass or fail. All the expectation are matching your, basically your actual versus expected, right? Actual versus
So expected result
matching or not.
Okay, expected result should be shown by the requirements, right? Everything is written there.
Yes, your
Expected.
requirement is expected.
Okay.
And whatever you are writing as a test case is actual. But actually you are writing your test case based on expected, but when you test, that will be actual actually.
Okay. For my case, there is no actual and expected result. I will create this, right?
No, you always have expected result. You cannot write anything without expected.
There is no requirement. In our project, there is no requirement. We create our own requirement. We create our own actual result. We create
that's what I'm saying. Like you always have to declare. You always have to declare. Okay, this will be my base. This will be my requirement. This will be my expected.
Okay.
So if you don't have expected, you cannot test anything.
Right.
So how you know this is right or wrong? So you have to have something guideline or some kind of expected result, expectation actually.
Okay. So then how can I verify my test case is right or wrong?
That's what I'm saying. You make sure that you are understanding this application. Make sure that, okay, if you click what is the expectation, and when you playing this game, what
I don't play my game.
What is expected behavior of this game? Those will be your expected actually results. So your team can discuss, okay, when we click, game should start. When we complete, then we should see some kind of game over sign. You see that those information is expected result.
Okay.
Since there is nothing written, you have to make some kind of bullet point or some kind of important points. Okay, these points we should check, and you can actually review with Socrates or your team that, okay, we have this 20 list. are those valid or not?
Yeah, he also
But-
said that if we find any bug, we just write down the bug. It's bug. That's it. But there's no solution.
Yes, so bug will be based on expected result, right? So how you say this is a bug actually?
Because the actual result is not similar in expected result.
Yes, so that means you have to have some kind of expected result, right? Expectation.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so this kind of maybe brainstorming project Socrates gave you actually.
Yes. Right.
Okay, so I think you can, if you have any question, actually, you can post to the WhatsApp channel actually. So everybody will be benefited from your question.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I'm actually stop sharing. We'll be stopping sharing. Okay, and then stop recording also, and we can actually close early today.